Hello, hello. Can you guys see me and hear me okay? I hope so, because I'm having StreamYard issues. But what's new? Hello, hello. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are doing well. We're back with Nancy Guthrie today. Um, I know I didn't feel good yesterday, and then I had to do stuff with my mom. So I figured I'd just get more information on Nancy Guthrie and we would catch up today. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. There's a lot going on with Nancy Guthrie. We're gonna go through the new message her family put out. We're gonna watch a few segments, and then I was thinking we could maybe stream a little bit of the boots on the ground people, the footage from boots on the ground people. There's a couple of people out there, so I was thinking we can stream a little bit of that. So in the last day or so, her family has put out another message for quote unquote the kidnappers. I'm not sure. And the authorities have been back over to Nancy's house, which they are at today, and they were over at the sister's house all day yesterday. So let me see. TMZ said the search for Savannah Guthrie's missing mother took another dramatic turn late Saturday night when investigators returned to the Arizona home of the Today anchor's sister. Authorities were inside Annie Guthrie's residence for several hours, photographing multiple rooms until about 10:30 p.m. local time. Reporters were kept a distance as agents worked, with one officer seen carrying a silver briefcase into the home, raising questions about what evidence, if any, was collected. Outside Annie's home, News Nation correspondent Brian Enton documented camera flashes inside multiple rooms, while several law enforcement vehicles waited nearby. The renewed search comes as the disappearance of Nancy stretches into its second week. Annie and her husband, Tommaso, were the last people to see Nancy after having dinner with her on January 31st, just hours before she vanished. Annie's home was also searched earlier this week. Authorities have not explained why they have returned late Saturday. On Friday, a vehicle was towed from Nancy's garage and a camera was removed from her house. TMZ and other news outlets have received ransom notes earlier this week that contained two deadlines. The first deadline was Thursday at 5 p.m., which changed the alleged abductor's demands. The second deadline is tomorrow, Monday, February 9th, 2026. Earlier this Saturday, Savannah appeared alongside Annie and their brother Cameron in a video posted to social media, which was on Savannah's Instagram, directly addressing Nancy's alleged abductors in the clip. The siblings said they had received your message and agreed to pay the ransom. So they had previously asked for proof of life. I don't know if they got it or not, but they are saying they'll pay it. And now, as of this morning, allegedly, I think the request was for $6 million is what I'm hearing in Bitcoin, which is insane. So, and I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories and theories going around, so I figured we could talk about a few of those. Let's watch this clip first. I can't even believe this case. It's out of control. Let me pull up this video. Thanks for being here. Please hit the like button, you guys, because YouTube's trying to censor me because of Jeffrey Epstein files. We do have more lives planned later today. I haven't scheduled them, but I will after.
Ongoing search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie. That's the mother of NBC's Savannah Guthrie. The family posting a video just moments ago speaking directly to the kidnappers, with Savannah Guthrie saying, quote, "They will pay a ransom." Let's go to News Nation's Brian Enton live in Tucson outside Nancy's home. Brian, this video posting just within the last few minutes.
Yeah, Savannah Guthrie posting this video to her Instagram account just within the last 15 minutes or so. She's sitting there with her sister and brother, similar to what we saw in the first video. But this time, as you said, she's addressing the kidnapper and saying that they will pay. Listen to this new video.
We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
So a short video there, Alex, but let me read it to you again, what she said. She said, "We received your message and we understand." Now, I don't know if she's referring to the new message that came in yesterday, to the local TV station here in Tucson, or if there's now another message that has come through that we just don't know about. But she said, "We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay," which this is now the first time that we've heard the family say flat out that they will pay a ransom. A lot of questions I still have. I mean, has there already been more communications directly between whoever's been writing these letters and the Guthrie family, or is this sort of a last-ditch effort to open the lines of communication and there's been no communication? We don't know the answers to that, but there's obviously something that prompted Savannah Guthrie to create this new video. And you can see once again, like the others, at one point it looks like she's looking down to read what she's saying, and that goes back to the fact that the FBI is very much involved in these messages that she's been creating. We've learned they help craft the messages. I mean, it's very deliberate in terms of the words that she chooses. But again, this is the first time that we've heard her or her brother or anyone say that they will actually pay a ransom. Alex?
Right, and by my count, I think it's the third video that either Savannah or Savannah's family have released on Savannah's Instagram account. This one, you know, heartbreaking to see her looking directly at the camera, essentially speaking to the people that they believe have her mother in their possession. Brian, you know, you mentioned some of the confusion that we have about which note Savannah is possibly talking about. We received your message and we want to comply. Can you just remind our viewers a little bit?
I think they're referring to maybe Savannah, the message that went out on Friday. Would that be the second or the third? Because the first one was the imposter note. So I don't even know, but the one they got on Friday, I'm wondering if they're responding to that or if they got another one and they're just not releasing it. This is crazy. Yeah, I know. Some of you said, oh, let me put the comments. I don't know about Bitcoin. You know, I don't really know either. Wondering if they got proof of life. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe they did. But you guys, let's talk about this message, about the message and how, and the body language in the new video from Savannah after this.
About how that's unfolded, right? The ransom notes, or in essence, the note that has been passed on to various news stations to kind of get people caught up in where we are right now.
Yeah, so there's two notes that we know about. The first one came towards the beginning of the week and went to 2 local TV stations here in Tucson and also to TMZ. And that is the note that made reference to what the FBI called specific facts about the circumstances in the house. One of those things had to do with a floodlight on the outside. The other had to do with the Apple iWatch on the inside. And whatever was said in that note led the FBI to believe that it could possibly be credible. Whatever they were saying led them to believe that they may have actually abducted Nancy and been inside the house. So that was the first note. Then there was the second note that arrived that from what we know of, only went to 1 local TV station, KOLD in Tucson. And that is the one that came from a different IP address from the first note, but at the same time used the same encryption software, right. We're told. And while we don't know the specifics of that note, we know that there was something in it that connected it back to the first note.
And what's interesting, Brian, what's also unusual is that it's pretty much been clear that if these ransom notes are legitimate, that they don't include any sort of corresponding instructions for the Guthrie family to get in touch with them, which I think is why we're seeing the Guthrie family and Savannah literally posting these on her own Instagram accounts saying, look, we're open to paying.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and down.
It's a very different, hey everyone, thanks for being here. Sorry, I didn't say hi to everyone individually today. We just got right into it. But shout out, why am I small? To you guys again. Let's see. I saw Cree, Alicia, Evie, Debbie. Hi, Irony. What up? Robert, Amanda, Psycho Nerd. Thank you for being here. Please hit the like button. I know that it's untraceable, right? Bitcoin is untraceable. That's why they're using it. Chick was acting says, y'all remember the mess. Should we watch the video from before? Because yeah, let's watch them both. Let's watch the previous one and just notice the difference. There's something going on here. I'm wondering if they already know she's not with us. Hey, Kimmy. Hey, Jeannie. because why are they celebrate with her? So I'm assuming they didn't pay anything. And what if it's just not even real? Like, what if Nancy's no longer here and they're just going to take the money? What if it's just a hoax? What if it's Epstein related? I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on online about this. What if it is someone that knows somewhere in the family, or the sister and her husband? You can track crypto, but it's not regulated. Oh, okay. Let's watch the previous. I'm going to pull it off directly off her Instagram, Savannah's, the previous one, and then the one that was just released.
Of our family. We want to thank all of you for the prayers for our beloved mom, Nancy. We feel them, and we continue to believe that she feels them too. Our mom is a kind, faithful, loyal, fiercely loving woman of goodness and light. She's funny, spunky, and clever. She has grandchildren that adore her and crowd around her and cover her with kisses. She loves fun and adventure. She is a devoted friend. She is full of kindness and knowledge. Talk to her and you'll see.
The light is missing from our lives. Nancy is our mother. We are her children. She is our beacon. She holds fast to joy in all of life's circumstances. She chooses joy day after day, despite having already passed through great trials of pain and grief. We are always going to be merely human, just normal human people who need our mom. Mama, if you're listening, we need you to come home. We miss you.
Our mom is our heart and our home. She is 84 years old. Her health, her heart is fragile. She lives in constant pain. She is without any medicine. She needs it to survive. She needs it not to suffer. We too have heard the reports about a ransom letter in the media. As a family, we are doing everything that we can. We are ready to talk. However, we live in a world where voices and images are easily manipulated. We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive and that you have her. We want to hear from you, and we are ready to listen. Please reach out to us. Mommy, if you are hearing this, you are a strong woman. You are God's precious daughter, Nancy. We believe and know that even in this valley, He is with you. Everyone is looking for you, Mommy, everywhere. We will not rest. Your children will not rest until we are together again. We speak to you every moment, and we pray without ceasing, and we rejoice in advance for the day that we hold you in our arms again. We love you, Mom.
Love you, Mom.
We love you, Mom. Stay strong.
We love you, Mom. We love you.
Okay, so that was the first one. This is the second one.
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family. Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly. We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you, and we are waiting for contact.
Okay, and this is the one from yesterday.
We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay. We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
Okay, I'm shook at how different that was. What does that mean, celebrate with her? Because I know like when people pass, they say like celebration of life, right? But they didn't say celebrate her. She said celebrate with her. So do we know, do we think Nancy is still alive? It's the 7th day today, I believe. We're at a week of her. Well, the last time she was seen was last night at 9:45 p.m. I think they told her she's no longer with them. That's what she says. I understand we'll have to pay her back, pay to have her back so that we can celebrate, basically celebrate her life. When she's found, to celebrate, maybe? I don't know. They did, the sheriffs put out a message this morning. The Nancy, let me see, pull it up. Can you see it? Yeah. It says the 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗍𝗃 investigation is ongoing. Follow-up continues at multiple locations. No suspects, persons of interest, or vehicles have been identified. No scheduled press briefings. If any significant developments occur in the case, a press conference will be called. And that was just a little over 2 hours ago. So there's police presence still at the houses of Nancy and Annie. But the police department is saying that they don't have any updates or anything. So I don't know. I have another clip, and then we're going to go into watching Boots on the Ground. I think I'm going to use JLR. He said he's there, and he said that he allows all creators to channels to use his footage. So we might go look at that for a little bit. I'm going to play a little bit of this.
I'm Elizabeth Vargas, and we begin tonight with those breaking developments in the search for Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. Police are now investigating a brand new message that could be the first major breakthrough since a 5 p.m. ransom deadline passed when we went to air last night. Just 2 hours ago, the FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Department reported that they are looking into a new message related to Nancy Guthrie. The message was sent to local Arizona television station KOLD 13 News. Mary Coleman, the evening anchor on that station, was on our show last night, and she confirmed that her station received the message this morning, saying that the FBI is reviewing it. KOLD is one of 3 media groups, including TMZ, that received an apparent ransom note on Tuesday. It demanded millions of dollars in Bitcoin for Nancy Guthrie's release. It also set 2 deadlines, one for 5 p.m. yesterday and a second for this coming Monday. When Mary was on our show last night, she said she was anxiously awaiting an update, refreshing her email constantly.
I have been refreshing my email constantly over the last 41 minutes to see if we get anything new from them. Because again, as they said, that first deadline was at 5, and then we have another one coming up in a couple of days. So
hold on, I'm going to post that because before we continue with that, I just saw that there's a new update from Brian and Tin. 48 minutes ago. He did a short, so let's watch that real quick. He's Boots on the Ground too. Oh, sorry. Let me pull up the right. That's what I just pulled up. I'm wondering if they got another message. Investigators are looking into The title is Investigators Are Looking into a Septic Tank.
So I'm outside Nancy Guthrie's house right now, and you can see that the sheriff's office is back out here again. And we know that they have been using a pole and going into what looks like a septic tank here on the property. There was like a manhole that they pulled off, and they had a pole, and they were looking in the septic tank. They've been here for about an hour. We have our drone up, so I should get some video for you guys later. But that's really been the main focus from what we can tell of what they've been doing here. This, of course, comes after last night. I was up super late. They were at Nancy Guthrie's house. I'm sorry, not Nancy Guthrie's house. They were at Annie Guthrie's house. I'm at Nancy Guthrie's house now. They were at Annie Guthrie's house last night for about 3 hours, taking photos inside. We could see the flashes going off, and they were there until late last night. So investigators are still out and about. The sheriff's office has said there's no media briefings planned for today. Yeah, that's the latest. I'm going to try to get you guys some drone video soon. And I'm going to kind of go back and forth between Nancy and Annie's house.
Wow. But you know what? There's not like crime scene techs or anyone at the house. So law enforcement could just be looking into everything, but that would be weird, right? Why are they looking in the backyard? Let me pull up the footage of law enforcement there, boots on the ground for a little bit while I check to see if there's any new updates. I'm trying to keep up like by the hour, by the minute, but let's play JLR. Not really a big fan, but he's there.
A lot of people don't know. This is super close to the crime scene for active case.
So they're still there. Okay, so let's see. Wouldn't the ground have been disturbed around the septic tank? Good question. I don't have one, so I wouldn't really know much about it. You can't fit a body down a septic tank opening. Oh, okay. Reminds me of another case I saw on Truly. Old lady was kidnapped for ransom, but elder woman needed her medication, or she dies. Could it have been to, so did they get a message? I was thinking maybe they did. What I don't understand is we can have Google Earth shows us clearly why their program can't catch people. I have no idea. I think this is out of control. Let me know in the chat and in the comments. Do you think it's a sister and the brother-in-law? Because, you know, they're saying they were at the house, et cetera, et cetera. Do you think it's Epstein related because Savannah and her husband are in the Epstein documents? Well, her husband. Let me correct myself. Or do you think it's actually a true professional, a true professional kidnapper? Or is it not a professional and just someone who wants money? And I think it's someone that's close, local. Abuelita. I don't know though. What do you guys think? I know.
It's almost like, but you know, we heard from the beginning, even when the original search went out, they didn't have the thermal imagery in the sky to be able to, the Pima County didn't have it. They had to wait on that. Every crucial moment. You know, we could play Monday morning quarterback, but there has been a lot of mishaps here and missteps with the situation. But this is a place where you can just share what you think and what's going on and how you feel about the situation.
Yeah, but if it was like a crime scene, wouldn't there be more police and like crime scene techs and stuff if they thought something was in the septic tank? Well, you guys are saying she doesn't even fit that maybe evidence. I don't know. What's the interest in the backyard? It could be because Nancy was at their home that night and she was in the backyard. Nancy took a video of, I think it was like, I remember there's a video that she took in the backyard at Annie in Tomas's house that night she went missing. So she was in the backyard. So maybe they could just be retracing Nancy's footsteps. Okay, so another source on X said investigators, ABC 15, and caught this on the drone. There's 2 holes being searched on the property of Nancy Guthrie's home. Investigators from Pima County Sheriff's Department are back at Nancy's ABC's 15 drone capturing their image for their work in the backyard. Oh, whoa. Let me pull up this. There's pictures of the holes. Whoa. Okay, let me we'll come back to this footage because I want to continue watching it. I'm pretty hooked on this case, but you know, again, like I said the other night, people go missing. 800,000 people go missing every year. So I think every missing case should get this much attention, but that's just a personal opinion. So here's the source. It says there's 2 holes being searched on the property. Let me read what I like to be nosy and see what the comment says. They're just looking out there. It's been a week. Did they take dogs to the property? That's a good question. Do you think she's hidden on the property, or maybe clues of where to find her are on the property? That's what I just said, because she was in the backyard, but she wasn't in a hole. So I don't know what's going on here. This tells me no proof of life yet, and they agreed to pay $6 million. This makes me sick. Someone said, I feel she's there. I thought they brought the dogs in. Why not drop a light and go down there? It's a septic tank. No gloves or mask while searching. Maybe it's not an investigation. Is there? Yeah, that's wild. Whoa. Okay. So we just saw that. Let's go back to I'm going to keep pulling updates as we go for a little while. I want to watch this.
Let me go look into Annie. Let me see.
It's really wild. Oh, so Crime Time says someone just posted on There's No Some. Oh, really? What is that then? We just saw those pictures. Wait, so what's the deal with all the ransom notes and crap? I don't know. So did they receive a ransom note? Maybe they got another one. And so that's why they did that message yesterday. Maybe they just don't want to let people know. I don't know. Savannah interviewed the victims. Yes, she did. I've actually been pulling them up because we're doing a deep dive into the Epstein files here. We'll have a live later. They have city water. Interesting. Nothing does make sense. Absolutely nothing makes sense. Yeah, it says now Fox flight team 1 hour ago says drones captured authorities using a pole to probe a manhole located behind Nancy's home.
So still out here, folks. JLR investigates. We wait in real time. What's happening? Will there be an arrest soon? Who is it?
I did hear that they were doing like metal detectors too. Yeah. And there was a neighbor earlier, you guys, on the same JLR boots on the ground footage. There was a neighbor, not a neighbor, but someone that lived within 15 minutes of Nancy, a resident of Pima County. And everybody in the county, well, not everybody, allegedly, people in the county think that the son-in-law is involved. And I have questions. Where are the husbands? You know, maybe because it's not their family, but I mean, it kind of is. We haven't seen Annie's husband since at all. We also haven't seen Savannah's, the man mentioned in the Epstein files.
We're going to keep it here, and we're going to see what comes out of this. Situation.
Yeah. It's, you know, and the son-in-law hasn't came out at all. Just the updates are just, you know, they're looking at the manhole. No updates, no nothing from Pima County, sure, but they're here, you know, clearly looking at something. Yeah, 6 million in Bitcoin. Wow. One post says, in an interesting development, about 4 hours after the Guthries releasing the "We Will Pay" video, law enforcement returned to Annie Guthrie's house and took photos for about 3 hours. A family had been staying there but moved out on Wednesday. Law enforcement officers left carrying paper bags.
Coming back to his car. Are they leaving?
Yeah, today is the 7th day, which is insane. Where is Nancy? Who has Nancy? Need to update the public. Hey, ATS, good to see you. Yeah, I know. I agree. 1000%. I have no idea what could be going on in this case. But you guys notice it's been like everywhere, just like the Epstein files have been everywhere. It's like consuming social media and the media. Like, and here I am, but you know what I mean? It's just, it's interesting. I feel like it's a very odd time right now. Am I the only one feeling that way? Maybe I'm just way too deep into Epstein. I'm starting to lose my shit. For reals. Like, who kidnaps this little old lady who's not, you know, 100% in health?
So we're just on the standby and waiting.
Who would want to hurt Nancy Guthrie?
Other than what we have here, but
you want to know something though, and I'm not here to, you know, to talk bad about anything or anyone really like Nancy or anything, but she was very political on Facebook too, and I have the post. She was very, very vocal about politics on her Facebook. A little more than I would ever be. The coyotes were really loud over by any sense. Yeah, that was creepy. That was very creepy. Not that that has anything to do with it, but it's just what people, you know, been saying online. Yeah, I have the posts. I'll pull them up. Yeah, I guess she's rabidly anti-Trump. And politics shouldn't matter, but sometimes they get in the way, you know? And why are they at Annie's house taking pictures? Exactly. Hey, Jesse. Hey, everyone checking in. We're just watching some footage of outside of Nancy Guthrie's house. They still haven't found the 84-year-old lady who's missing. It says she's an anti-Trump, anti-MAGA, far-left Democrat supporter of Antifa, illegal immigration, and the anti-ICE resurrection. They could take her if it was an extremist who took her. I know, and I would hate to think that, ATS, but I'm starting to think, like, what else? Relentlessly and viciously attacked president and the ICE enforcement for federal immigration. She hoped President Trump's entire family. She did a post saying that she hopes the whole Trump family was sent to prison, and she referred to them as satanic, which is ironic because we've been covering Epstein files and that's all been coming out. Nowadays, that could have definitely had something to do with it. See, this is why I don't do politics like that. And generally, I don't allow them here, and I would never even mention that, but it's because it's on all the posts and comments in these kinds of posts about the news. So we need to talk about it if it's there. And it was on her Facebook, so it's public information. I'm not attacking anyone. I don't really care what you are in politics. Respectfully. But like you guys are saying, if it was an extremist, and nowadays everything's wild. Oh, she was hardcore. Exactly. You know, like that's a big deal to some. You guys are right. Cheers, my coffee. Maybe someone didn't like her post. Maybe it could be all three things that are true at once. It could be that someone that maybe partially knows her, even through social media, maybe someone that also is a big politics person, and someone that knew she had money. Maybe it's someone, you know, could it be more than one person? I think it might be. I think it might be more than one person. Maybe someone didn't like her post. We don't know. Everything is on the table. Exactly. Unfortunately, it's dangerous to post your views no matter what side you are on. That's exactly why I don't allow that kind of stuff here. But
that played them,
because it does create a lot of controversy, regardless, right? Of
the coyotes from last
of
night
politics
was outside the house.
Wait, what is that? Are those really coyotes during the day?
Yo, this is outside the home of Annie and Tommaso, and there's coyotes.
Wait, I've never heard coyotes like that in my life.
It's crazy. Coyotes out there.
What?
Well, that's the thing, man. And I don't want to be graphic, but if Nancy's like out there in the woods,
wait,
look at like mountain lions, coyotes.
What if Nancy was out in the woods? Oh, it's from last night?
The neighbor across the street from Annie and Tommaso, he came out and got his mail.
But this is live from today. He's like boots on the ground right now. How would that be from last night?
He was cool, and he was telling me one that, oh, by the way, here's another thing I haven't even shared. Across the street, if you look at Annie and Tommaso's home across the street.
I know there's a lot of controversy with Banfield because she allegedly said it was some of her people were having problems with her reporting. No way. Really? In the daytime, doesn't they mean they rabid? Yeah, that's right now, you guys. It happened last night in his footage last night, but that was right now. He recorded it. Oh, so he's just playing it for fun? Because it sounds like, I was going to say, I didn't know they did that in the daytime.
The neighbor across the street.
I don't know anything about coyotes, though. Other than
that was another thing I didn't even share. The neighbor across the street said authorities went about cameras.
No, all her stuff is still there.
Where are you going with that?
I don't know where that. Ashley has stood behind her information. Okay, so I know we were like, you know, she's in the Epstein files exactly, but but she has stood behind her information, and she said her source. Remember, she was heavy on that. She's like, yeah, I'm getting crap, but my source, I trust my source. And people are saying like maybe Banfield is right. Do you think Banfield is right if she is Lauren from Hidden True Crime? Oh, I cannot stand that channel. I don't usually say things like that, but it's getting a little to be too much for me. I like Banfield, but she might be right, guys. She might be right. They sound like that around my house, but that's like 50 of them. I'm with Evie. Nope. I'll never live in the desert. Coyotes are so nasty. They will eat your pets and your children. Oh my God, I would hate to think, what if they like left her somewhere and then...
Another one. Leaving. He's leaving.
So they're leaving now again? What the heck?
Oh, they gave themselves the dap. Pound. They pounded each other.
Yeah, coyotes ate one of my sister's goats. They killed it.
All right, I'm going to see if I can go on the other side here in the camera. We still have one deputy here, one left.
Haven't seen anything as of the last few minutes. Anything new? Oh, okay. So someone found this. Nancy had electrical work completed at her home in January of this year. Emergency panel upgrade, currently no power at home, needs to be replaced. Maybe it was somebody that was doing work from her house. How long was she without power? That's odd. That's interesting. Maybe it has nothing to do with it. So Savannah Guthrie and her brother, who had been staying at Annie's home, left the residence as investigators conducted a search of Annie and Tomas's house 3 hours ago. Oh. Yeah, her source is the sheriff. What? That's insane. Wait, that is crazy. Really, Alicia? My friend's dog got it. Those are scary. Her source is the sheriff, it says Alicia. She hasn't been on all weekend either, Banfield. I'm a little surprised. Maybe she took the weekend off, but
Wild. You hear the dog? There's a dog in there. Moms for Justice. Moms for Justice. She said she was trying to go live. She couldn't go live. Moms for Justice.
Yeah, so there's been two that we know of. There could be a third. That's what
that's what I thought for a while. For a few days, I was thinking maybe it was somebody that had been doing work around there or like local on the street or for other neighbors or something. And they found out, you know, hey, this is someone with money, you know, or related to someone with money. Lots of it too. A lot of people on X think that,
Here's what I want to share.
that law enforcement knows exactly what's going on.
News has just put out a report and said grid search. Photos obtained by Fox News Digital from Liam Young show investigators carrying what appears to be a map at a staging area near Nancy Guthrie's Tucson, Arizona home.
And you guys, this morning, I'll show you the clip too. I forgot to show you this one. There's one where an investigator or detective goes to Nancy's this morning, prior to what we're watching right now, went to Nancy's house and went to her mail with gloves on and a plastic bag. He pulled something out of the mailbox and I think it's Fox got it on video. So I'm wondering, was there another note left in Nancy's mailbox this morning? Or are they just going through it to see, you know, if someone had mailed another ransom note or something? Interesting
Map
as
of the
well.
drainage system. That's a good thing. Maybe maybe a map of the drainage system. I don't know.
What about the Uber driver? I thought they scoped him out. No? Maybe? It's absolutely wild. How do we know Nancy even actually got back home? I said that in that previous live, remember? I said, do we even know she was the one who she got dropped off? Like it could have been the kidnappers who dropped her off and went inside, and the movement that was caught was because they were inside trying to remove the cameras and whatnot. We don't know that. So many questions, I know. It's just really wild, you know, because for years, Savannah has, you know, sat in the anchor chair and talked about all these things and news and crimes and tragedies and interviewed Epstein victims and all kinds of people. And like now, you know, she's dealing with it. The tragedy is hers.
Get off the road.
It's wild.
He's parking on this car to get off the road. Oh, stay out of the driveway. He wanted them to stay out of the driveway. They don't want nobody in the driveway.
I wonder if they think she's on the property.
So he's definitely guarding.
Someone on X says was dropped at home by daughter Annie and Tommaso. Back door left open, blood in the house, camera smashed, meds left behind, blood on porch. Pacemaker was disconnected at 2 a.m. looking for the dead body. That's what someone said on X.
Will you give me your card?
They did find her blood at the scene. Good point, Janie. You're right. The blood was at the scene. I have no idea. It's just.
All right. So also here's some news story. 𝗏𝗲 Patel is coming to Tucson tomorrow. 𝗏𝗏 Patel is coming to Tucson tomorrow.
𝗏𝗏 Patel. He's in the Epstein files too. And you know, they haven't released who called from the church. I'm curious. Was it a friend? Was it the church? Did they ever say? Did I miss that part? Who reported her missing? Was it a family, a friend, an acquaintance?
He's going to give an update. That's what reports are saying.
An update? And it's weird too, because there's a church, I believe, down the street from Annie's house. And I don't know if that's the same one that Nancy was going to, but there's a source online saying that Nancy didn't go to church, that she attended virtually, but I don't know how accurate that is about the church thing, you know? There's a lot going on here. Hey, oldies. Good to see you.
𝗏𝗏 Patel coming to Tucson tomorrow.
And what?
For what?
Is 𝗏𝗏 Patel gonna go look for her? Maybe he's coming to do some kind of like press
Somebody
conference.
getting arrested by the time he gets here?
I think the church was a cover-up.
You say when they bring the FBI director, it's like a press conference announcing arrest, right? A conclusion to a situation.
Yeah. Yeah, allegedly Annie and Tommaso, or one of them, dropped her off at like 9:45 p.m. on Saturday night. Her garage door opened, and then that's the last time she was seen. Now, if they don't have surveillance, then I don't know if that they can see that it was her. Could have been staged. Hey, anything is possible right now. Anything is possible. Was there proof she was even home? No. Uber took her to Annie's house and then they dropped her off, right? Isn't that, I thought that was, yeah, Uber took her there, and then Annie and Tommaso dropped her off. Could have been staged, who knows? Was there proof? Yeah, again, I don't know if they have proof that she even made it home. They're saying they don't have any camera footage, but friend called Annie, said she didn't show up.
Yeah, 𝗝cie 𝗶𝗃𝗆. What that's about, or is that some pre-planned trip, something prior, or what? What's going on? This is the scene outside of Nancy Guthrie's home. Drone is back up. Spectators, media out here, large groups of people out here seeing what's going on.
Keeping up on the updates too, on both YouTube and X. Something is gonna happen today, I feel like. Something. No? Do you guys feel that or no? Like, people say it's a lie too. I'm like, a lie? And in the last video too that we saw, the video from yesterday where they say we will pay, you know, they're not directing the video towards their mother anymore. If you see when the previous time, they're like, mommy, come home, you know, et cetera, you know, she's this, that. And now, and then in the video yesterday, it was just very much like, hey, we'll pay, we know what's going on. Like, that's also something I noticed. She streamed it, yeah. Is this live? Yes, it is. This is live footage that another channel's allowing channels to use. Ooh, I have a clip. Let's watch this really quick. We'll come back to there's a clip of the drone footage of the hole in the backyard. Pretty sure the people that are boots on the ground are going to be there all day today. And I know JLR said he's not leaving until something happens. So shout out to him. I don't really watch him, but he's letting creators stream without striking. So that's kind. I can appreciate that. I have to sneeze, but let me pull, it's a 30-second clip. Hold please, putting it up on the screen.
1 week after Nancy Guthrie was first reported missing, Pima County Sheriff's deputies and their investigators were back out at Nancy's home, this time searching in the area behind her home. We saw investigators take a long pole and appear to search what may have been a septic tank. Investigators staying at the property for a little less than an hour searching, but eventually leaving empty-handed. Pima County Sheriff's Department says they will continue to search multiple locations until they find an answer.
That is really intense. Look at them looking in those. They think maybe evidence could be in there. Possible. Possible. This is just absolutely insane. Is Annie's child old enough? I don't know anything about the kids, unfortunately. None of it makes sense. And if Annie and Tommaso, if allegedly they had anything to do with it, wouldn't they be able to like trace on their devices that they've been getting into, you know, using servers or websites or something to make the email account that is that is protected and they're sending all those emails through or whatever?
DoorDash.
I guess maybe unless they have a burner phone.
All right, folks, you are still here. Just going to keep the stream going and see what happens this
But,
afternoon.
you know, devices ping off towers and stuff. So I'm just thinking, is that possible?
It is Super Bowl night. Super Bowl's on tonight. It is 1:19 Mountain Time, 3:19 Eastern, 2:19 Central, 1:19 Mountain again, and 12:19 Pacific, or wherever you're watching from. We're out here, and it is Super Bowl Sunday today, and this is now a week. You know, now we just crossed pretty much the 1 week ago where Nancy was reported missing.
That's another case, Psycho Nerd. You make a good point. That's just has so many unanswered questions. Is the D4VD case? There hasn't been an arrest in that case either.
And son-in-law to Nancy, Tommaso Cioni, C-I-O-N-I. Tommaso Cioni, originally from Italy, about 50 years old, came to the country sometime around 2006. No paper trail really that I found anything on him beyond 2006. He appears as soon as he got into the United States of America, married Annie. He married Annie. They have multiple children. He plays in a band. Some of his bandmates have been scrutinized a little bit around him. Worked as a teacher at the basis school in Oro Valley. And we don't know much more. We don't know. There's pictures that Annie has posted of them on her social media. She has since privatized her account and took down or privatized a lot of pictures. It's not all private, but a lot of the pictures that they previously had are gone. So, is Tommaso Cioni the prime suspect in this case? A couple days after this happened, News Nation reporter Ashley Banfield says her sources tell her he may be a prime suspect, maybe a prime suspect. And here we're at. They had their vehicle towed. Digital forensics were at the Annie Guthrie home last night. Some sort of forensics, pictures being taken. Annie and Tommaso are not around the house. Tommaso has not spoken at all since this. Photographs seen of him covering his face in his vehicle. He's been totally secret, radio silent. Sheriff doesn't want to talk about him. Sheriff Nanos does not want to talk about Tommaso at all. I would say, as of right now, my personal opinion, again, this is a lot of speculation, opinions. We can have that in the chat, particularly when it's a fluid situation, right? We go where the evidence takes us. We go with what they release. But at this time, I would think that Tommaso is the #1 prime suspect in this. Personally, opinion, subject to change, of course, but look at just what has happened. They were at his house last night taking pictures. I just feel like Tommaso. Now, do I feel like Annie is a suspect? I don't know, because it's hard to tell, because she's side by side with Savannah in these, ransom plea to kidnapper videos side by side. So it's hard for me to say what Annie's role is. Maybe just a spouse that's protecting the other spouse. Maybe she knows, maybe she doesn't. Is she in a conspiracy with him? I don't know. If in fact Tommaso is the guy. Is Tommaso the guy? Is Tommaso the guy? So read the chat. The chat speaks for itself.
And I'm curious too why it took them a week to search those holes? Question mark?
Using their vehicle. Why are they seeking surveillance footage around their home, in between there and Nancy's home here? Why are they going door to door in their neighborhood?
I have not seen
Seeking
that.
surveillance there when the situation happened here 10 minutes away. Why are they going there? Were they just trying to corroborate their story and their timeline of what they said and just doing their due diligence? Also, sheriff will not publicly clear anyone. No one has been ruled out.
My gut tells me that they know she's no longer with us. They just want her body back. It's been 7 days. She doesn't have meds.
Careful, because they can't just say, hey, he's the suspect. They're backed by corporate sponsors, and they could open themselves up for lawsuits. We're speculating. We never said 100% of fact that he's the suspect and he's the guy that did it. It's all a matter of opinion and speculation in a fluid situation. He might not end up being the guy. He might not end up being the guy that did this. And everyone is like, whoa, got it wrong. Got it wrong. Got it wrong. I mean, it does happen. Some of these cases, no one realized it's someone else, a wild card. So,
yeah.
What do you think? Are they a witness or something? Are they victims themselves? And another thing I found interesting is the wackadoodle guy that sent them the ransom Bitcoin hoax sent it specifically to Tommaso and Annie. So they're victims in that sense too, from the guy from California, Los Angeles, the 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗆𝗆 guy.
Oh, so the initial message went to Annie?
No one is at their house, by the way, except a security guard.
It looks like they're doing a recovery now. That's what one of these, Alicia said.
No one is at their house except a security.
I wonder why they don't have cadaver dogs. I'm really surprised about that.
Got drones back up in the sky.
I know the TMZ and the news station got it, but I thought they said one of the family members had gotten an email too. And like I said, what about the cadaver dogs? If they thought it was a death. I saw dogs, but it was days ago. Okay, so there was maybe some there. Maybe they just really actually have no damn clue what's going on. So they're doing whatever they can, question mark? We might get more answers tomorrow. Maybe they're just, they know she's gone, so they're just. Oh, okay. So people are leaving. I did think the whole thing of, so Nancy took an Uber to Annie's house for dinner. They brought her home at 9:45 p.m. It's like 10 minutes away. So I'm wondering why they had her take an Uber. That's also something I found strange. 10 minutes away, why not just pick her up? Question mark. I've been listening to your Kenzie text videos all day. Yeah, I want to get to Kenzie and Epstein today, so stay tuned. They did go to a gas station as well. If I didn't mention that earlier, I'm just trying to give you guys the updates that I've saved. They did go to a Chevron, believed to be a Chevron. They obtained surveillance footage there. The Chevron employee told JLR, you can contact our corporate department to get any information, but I guess they were curious about a car. This is torturing Savannah and the brother. Yeah, it is. I find it strange also. That's why I asked about the Uber driver. I don't know to what depth they looked into the driver. I don't know if they did a full-blown investigation on him. I'm assuming they got Uber records and verified he was really Uber and all of that. I'm assuming. William, no, you are not picking the Super Bowl over me. Wow. Wow. No, I'm just kidding. It's all good.
Sheriff, we got more action, folks. We got more action. We got more action. Sheriff's arriving. We got action. Holy smokes. What's going on? Got action.
Ooh.
Got action. What are the sheriffs up here for? Two sheriffs have arrived on the top of the hill.
Oh, I just saw an
what's
X.
going on.
I just saw an X that there's now 5 police there.
Maybe they're at somebody's house.
What?
They're at somebody's house. So you never know. Look. Going in his house. Maybe somebody complained about trespassing or something.
Whose house?
I saw 2 sheriffs roll in. I'm like, well, all right.
The lights are on and everything.
This could be like a call. What's happening here? So this is up the hill from.
I think this is a neighbor's house or something. No way. Do they think it was a neighbor?
They're knocking on the neighbor's door. Why?
This is JLR that we're seeing. He said it's up the hill.
There's nobody there. Maybe it's unrelated. Doesn't appear like anyone's here, though.
They kind of did come in hot. Absolutely wild. More door to door.
You got the drone up too. The drone is up.
Oh, there's a drone. Is that news station drone or police drone? That's a big difference. I feel like something's going down today. I do.
Something's going on.
Whoa. Him and I
So
said that at the same
this
time.
is at the top of the hill. So this is the cul-de-sac in front of Nancy's house at the top of the hill, the far top home.
Maybe they
Two of them
found
rolled in
something.
here.
And if they were going to arrest someone, I feel there would be more police presence or like SWAT or something. I don't know. Right? Because it's so high profile.
They were knocking on the door. No one answered. Man, I keep getting pricked.
I don't know what to think about this.
Deputy there.
Maybe they're getting ready to arrest someone. They're probably asking for camera footage if they saw or heard something. Nobody's home either. Distraction. Many people think this whole case is a distraction. Anything is possible right now.
You never know what's going to happen with all this action.
It's all too weird, Melly. My theories are probably insane, so I won't even say them out loud, but for the most part. I'm looking on X to see if anything. Mhm. Yeah, today's like a week she's been missing. There totally would be more police presence, yeah, doing the arrest.
That's why I said the blinds are moving.
It's almost 80 here in Tucson today. Really? That's hot. Wow. Wow. It's 64 where I'm at. It's not normal for February, I know. I'm sick of guessing. Yeah, I know.
This is the top of the hill. So if you take this cul-de-sac, you'll go right down. You can see Nancy's home. So 2 of them just arrived.
There's nobody home, but they're not leaving.
This is getting crazier and crazier. Is this connected? Is this something else? Is this a complaint by the neighbor? Why are they knocking on the door? No neighbor's there. No one has answered unless they're there and they're not coming out.
I couldn't live in
UPS
Arizona.
did not go up this one last night. It went up the other one.
Absolutely
Somebody said about
not.
UPS. It went up the other one last night. The one next here. This is directly in front of Nancy's home. Okay, hello. I'm in the shade here to keep cool. It's hot. My phone fries up quick in the heat. We got to keep this stream going. We're on marathon streaming. The twists and turns of the Nancy Guthrie case, folks. I'm under a tree. Got semi-shade.
Yeah, it was on the 20th and then jumped to Sundays.
Is this a trespassing complaint?
Oh, okay, Rochelle. So you're in Arizona.
But if it's a trespassing complaint, and you would think that the complaintee would be coming out talking to the sheriff saying what's going on. No one has answered. Why are they here?
You know what's crazy is like here where I'm at in California, it was like really nice day yesterday. And then today it's a little bit chillier, but it's beautiful outside. Like the sun is out and everything. And we're getting like a whole week of rain next week. So weather's very off. We're back to rain next week here.
There's
Start
activity.
on
I'll move the
Tuesday.
camera. I gotta get in the shade. Otherwise, we will lose our stream. All right, I'm in a good spot. We'll lose our stream. Share this video out. Boots on the ground. Something's going on. Thank you. I just saw something pop up here by Drop Dead Unique. Thank you. And thank you, everyone else. I'm very, very grateful. If I can't not acknowledge each and every one personally, I apologize for that. Chat is moving 1 billion miles an hour. Everybody wants to see what's happening here and what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
The media's all in their driveway trying to get the scoop of what's going on.
Yeah. Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it stops Thursday, Friday, and then it starts again from Saturday to Tuesday.
And if they make a move or whatever, start walking, I'll follow them as long as I'm on a public street.
Wild.
It's interesting that sheriffs would arrive now to a neighbor's house. 2 of them. Okay, so let me. I'll get the map out and I can show you. Somebody blue. Joanne Adams, thank you. Blueberry, thank you. Thank you, Blueberry Hills. Blueberry Hill. Why are people running? I don't understand what this is about. All right, let me get the map out. Where am I? I'll just show you where I'm at, so you guys will know on the map. Now, if you know where Nancy's home is, where am I?
Hasn't been anything other than what JLR has posted.
Nancy's home is right there. The road in front of her goes up. It's at the top of the home right there. So that's where I'm at. Nancy's home is right there.
Oh,
It's
wow.
at the top of the road.
I think it's someone very close to Nancy. I do. Occam's razor tells us that. There's been a gazillion distractions. They were back at Annie's house.
But remember, the sheriff said they're going to be doing multiple locations and things. So this could be centered around the investigation here.
Oh, Green Eyed, I didn't know you did. I'm sorry to hear that. You have a broken leg. Did that just happen?
I don't hear sirens. I don't hear anything. There's a big drone up in the sky, though. You hear a drone. Is this an Airbnb? Great question. I don't know.
Well, that is a good question.
I've been up this road numerous times, and I've never seen anyone in the driveway here. I mean, if it's an empty house, should they go in there and look? Maybe Nancy was putting a house here near her house. Has anyone?
I'm so sorry, Green Eyed. You were involved in that. I hope you're doing okay. Wow.
Homes around here, homes that people own but may not live there. Maybe start checking some of the homes around here.
Broken leg. If they were checking a manhole, does it possibly connect to the neighbor's yard? That's a possibility. Oh, Green Eyed, I'm sorry. That's
You would have to know somebody's not there, right? Yeah. Crazy.
Nothing.
Somebody responded to me on X because I put this photo out and said 2 deputies arrived Nancy Guthrie's neighbor's home, and somebody said they're finally asking questions around the neighborhood. It's only been a week. Seriously, like only been a week now, right? If you're going in a manhole for the first time on the property a week later, what is going on here? Like, why would you even do that for the first time? Seven days late, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not knocking law enforcement, right? Because they're out there trying to find her,
but yeah, 7 days.
There's a lot of things in here. People are like, should have been done. Should have been done. All right, he's coming out. Oh, that's that guy from yesterday. That's that guy from yesterday. All right, let's see. What are they doing? Oh, they're looking around the property. Going around the property.
Ooh, maybe they are looking, maybe it is connected.
Holy smokes. This is definitely related. Holy smokes.
This is actually crazy. Like, what is going on?
I want to go in front of anyone's camera. All right, folks. Deputies are now on the back of the property of a neighbor. And one thing I noticed back there is like a big, gully there. Oh, this is crazy. They're walking around. They're walking around the neighbor's property. Went to the back. Wait for them to come out. Oh, there they are. 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 So they're walking into the brush.
So they wanted access, maybe. Whoa.
They're going down the hill. They're going down the hill. They went down the hill.
No way. They think she could possibly be back down there?
This is crazy, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Go back over here and see if I can find anything. So what it is we're on top of a hill. In order to get up here there's Nancy's house. There's Nancy's house right there. So it's eyesight. That is Nancy's home. And it's a big hill. So they're up here at the top of the hill, the furthest top home here. But on the other side, you can see another home that's on top of the hill. But in between, there's a valley. In between, there's like you definitely go down in between. So I'm wondering if they're going on the theory here that maybe she came up here and somebody dumped her. Someone,
Ooh, remember we thought that.
Here.
We said, what if they end up dumping her somewhere and then coyotes and all of that wildlife?
Yeah or no?
They should have checked the neighborhood last week.
It's called a wash. People are saying a wash.
What is that?
I mean, this is wild, folks. So I'm gonna just sit here and wait. If I see him visible, if I see him, I'm gonna wait. See what comes out of this. Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy. There's activity on and off. They're still doing things. They're still doing things around this neighborhood. And that's my thought, man. I think they're gonna go eventually go to door to door and rule, at least do a sweep. At one point, they said they were going to do it, and I don't think they've done it.
How are you? Trying to stay cool.
Nice to see you again.
You too. Sorry.
Are you good?
Yep. You too, Johnny.
Jonathan,
Hi.
I brought you water and an umbrella.
Yeah. No,
Oh, wow, that's really nice of whoever did that.
I followed you for years.
What's your name?
I can't believe
I'd
it.
take an umbrella and water.
Oh, sorry.
That's really nice.
I have
Perfect,
my life.
because
Let me get you some water.
I'm worried about my camera.
This is my Coach umbrella.
Coach, yeah. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You can get it back to me
Yeah.
if you want. I'll give you my phone number. You can always come stay with me.
A Coach umbrella.
Oh, wow. She
God,
offered
thank
him
Thank you so much.
her home.
Thank you.
That's
Very
really
good.
nice.
Thank you.
Can we leave this with you?
Yeah. You can leave it here. Right. Thank you. Oh, okay. Deputies are back. Deputies are back. 1 second. We got a lot of activity right now. Deputies are back. They might be leaving. I don't know. No. Is that who you're looking for?
Just going to remind again, don't trespass on people's property. Okay, it's already major inconvenience for everybody in the area, and we don't want to make it. We don't want any extra law enforcement act. We don't have to. Remind where we're staying. Do the right thing.
So this was centered around a trespassing call complaint.
Something like that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know it's girly, but I don't care.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because I can hear you.
Thank you.
Phone talk. My phone talk.
Thank you. Take those waters. Take those. Well, somebody can have waters. Anybody want waters?
Yeah, grab water.
Grab waters. If you guys are hydrated, grab some waters. Let me grab one more. I don't need one more.
Can you carry it?
I don't think I can carry
follow
it.
you.
But I'm down
I'm
here.
only gonna stay a minute.
Yeah.
If you want,
Sure.
I can tell you a lot about.
Here. Here's what we'll do. Here,
That
I'll give you
lady's
my
trying to
phone.
give him all the tea.
Call your number on it,
So cute.
and then we'll be in touch.
You can always come stay.
Hold on. Do you know how to use the phone there? I don't know if I have a passcode on it.
Okay.
No, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the umbrella. It actually helps. Big time.
Ashley.
All right, so folks, this was just a trespassing complaint, it seems like.
Trespassing.
So somebody was probably creeping around in yards. Man, I thought this was another break in the case. It's like,
They would have smelled Dean Comp by now. That's a good point.
Awesome. Yeah, sure. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure. Thank you. Thanks for coming out and saying hello.
Yeah.
Thanks for the umbrella.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
What do you want?
This is like helps.
You want chairs. If he pulls away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, huh? Pima County, huh?
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, give me a call.
Thank you.
We can always meet up with you later.
Sure.
But the
I'll
sun-
be in town all week.
So, you know, the sun is intense here.
Yeah, it is intense, but it gets cool at night.
It gets cool at night.
Yes.
I just sold my home in Colorado and moved here.
Oh, from Colorado to here.
I've been here a couple of months.
Oh, dude, there's law enforcement all out here
We
now.
live in Oro Valley.
Oro Valley. Gets hot there. Gets hot
Kind
up
of an
there.
uppity up neighborhood.
All right, folks. This was a trespassing complaint. I'm gonna go over here and plug this in again.
My husband has my phone too.
Yeah, just leave the waters over here by the tripod. I'm sure other people might want them. You know, there's no like store around here, you know. That's real. I mean, there's a CVS up there. Brian, you want some water? Water. All right. Folks, a trespassing complaint. The sun is brutal out here. All right, so got an umbrella. We're good. We're hydrated. Again, you never know what pops up. Crazy. Somebody's probably creeping through yards trying to. Well, you here's another thing too. Thank you.
Somebody was trespassing. I wonder if it was like, you know, people who are trying to get footage, maybe a news outlet.
Oh, there he is.
There you go.
See, we're from Colorado.
Oh, Colorado. Nice.
Well, we just moved here.
Nice. Nice.
We're renting a home.
Thank you for the An umbrella.
Can he park here?
No.
Anyway, take care of yourself. Tell me and
Sure.
I'll get that back
Sure.
later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Look, sheriff's more. That's the same one. No, here's what I'm saying, folks, with the trespassing. There might be a theory why people are trespassing. People want that $50K reward. It could be like bounty hunters or just people that are just like, hey, she might be in the woods and looking around for that $50K. Somebody wants that $50,000. That could be a reason why people are trespassing. They want that money.
That's true.
You
I
find
didn't even
Nancy,
think about
you
that.
get $50,000, right?
Yep.
Thought we had a break. Not so. Take a look at it. About 30 minutes. Another trespassing complaint, folks. This has been crazy with the twists and turns. And now sheriffs are back out here.
Nothing as of recent on X. Mhm. Also, maybe they didn't get another ransom note. Maybe they're responding to the one on Friday, or maybe it's just a ploy. Like maybe they just want to get more information or more contact from the kidnappers. Kidnappers, allegedly. Hey, 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗹𝗆, I've been watching this all day. Yeah, me too. I've been watching it all day and night. I've been hooked.
Crazy. Like trespassing calls.
So that's fun,
Crazy or
Alicia.
What?
I don't watch Super Bowls, so to me, it's like whatever.
A lot of people watching. Share this out. JLR investigates.
Do you think FBI is
All types of activity
using
going on and off here?
Yes.
Never know what we're gonna get next.
You know, the FBI is heavily involved, but they're not at the houses. They haven't shown up. So I think that is highly possible. 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗆 says, do you think FBI using local law enforcement to search, quote unquote, to distract from what FBI is doing behind scenes? I could see that absolutely being accurate. Because why would the FBI suddenly let local PD take over? I know, right? If they want their assistance, then they're going to assist and participate. And we haven't seen FBI there at all. As of yesterday and today.
3 sheriff vehicles are here. Crazy.
3. That's not just a trespassing call. I think like Fox News or something. But I think JLR is the only one that I follow, like Boots on the Ground and Brian Enton. But Brian Enton isn't live streaming, I don't think. Like this.
Look, deputies are talking to.
He's doing like minute by minute updates on X.
Deputies are talking to a reporter.
Interesting.
Hard to see. But I think the photographer out there, they were looking for somebody dressed in black, he said.
Oh. They think maybe it was him. That could be FBI in the white car. Yeah.
Yeah, they're making sure nobody goes on anyone's property around here. I mean, they were like watching people like a hawk. But there's a lot of paparazzi and a lot of people just in these navigators on the side streets and cars parked, probably all around sleuthing around, trying to talk to neighbors, trying to dip around or look around to see if they can find anything.
If it was a bro-in-law, why no arrest? Good point. I have a feeling, yeah, Calissa Katz, I had a feeling since yesterday that something was going to go down today. I don't know why, I just did. I have a feeling we will get news in the next few hours from the president or the FBI. Yeah, why no arrest if they thought it was Tommaso?
So we're just going to keep planning here and see what happens here. We're approaching the 2 o'clock hour, 2 o'clock, 2:06.
Oh, yeah, it's son-in-law. I know, I think I repeated what you said. Son-in-law.
Stay in the shade, it's hot. Matter of fact, I might have to push this back a little bit.
It's amazing how you can just. It's kind of small, but it's not like
I mean, really, the sheriffs could just be there for
we'll see what else happens
trespassing.
today.
You know,
What else today brings, folks.
Will that be okay?
yeah, they had nothing to do with it.
that's another thing I need to. That spot over there, so I found keep going up that road. See more. Trails. But it's just a parking lot. I got to beat that. And that's what got me out.
This really sucks.
Yeah. 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 They're gonna have to explain that. They're gonna have to explain something else.
Let's walk past it.
They're gonna let us through.
Yeah, I know. The sense of urgency.
I'll be here. Yes. I have your umbrella and I got the water.
Let's
No. All right, out here, out and about, folks. Thank you, guys.
Oh, I was gonna buy you some food,
No, I'm okay. I got plenty of food.
but I didn't know if you had celiac disease or
No, I'm good.
milk
Thank you.
allergies. Okay.
I appreciate
Well,
it.
call me in.
Thank you.
We'll take
Thank you, guys.
We'll take you out to dinner.
Thank you.
Well, that's really nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm right here. You guys take care. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Bye, John.
Bye.
Oh, would you like to go buy it?
JLR. Very, very nice people. They offered to take me to dinner.
Take them up on it, JLR. Take them up on it.
We got to find Nancy. Dinner can happen later. Fast food.
Yeah.
I went to In-N-Out Burger a couple times. Sat in my car and eat In-N-Out Burger.
Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds good.
I didn't get to sleep last night till 1 a.m. Out there covering this craziness. I didn't get to sleep till 1 a.m. and got up at 5, literally. So the last 2 days, been on 4 hours of sleep. It's craziness, but this is what you sign up for. We're with it, man. We got a mission, right? It's no fun and games. It's literally business to cover this case, every twist and turn. My philosophy is what you'll get on JLR Investigates is I'll be up at the crack of dawn, ready. Like 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, crack of dawn here, because in a law enforcement aspect of any type of criminal case, it's that 5 a.m., 6 a.m. raid somewhere, you never know. So, I'll be up early each and every day till Nancy's found, and there are no plans on leaving if she's not found midweek. I mean, we'll go as far, if there's activity and things going on, we'll stay. I'll stay in Tucson, or follow where they go or what they do. And if this takes us into another state, then we'll follow through. It appears the FBI director, 𝗝cie Patel, will be here tomorrow. So I'm assuming that he's going to be doing something about this press conference or something. But we'll cover what authorities are doing.
That'll be interesting tomorrow.
Out here in the mid-afternoon, it's It's 2:16. 4 hours till it gets dark.
Hmm. I'm gonna miss it. Oh, I know, Green-Eyed. We're gonna miss you.
I'll be back in a few minutes, folks.
Let's watch Law and Crime did a little segment on it. Let's watch that for a few minutes and then we'll come back to the boots on the ground. He's just, there, so we'll be able to come back to that stream as much as we want. Let's watch this. They just released Law and Crime's on it. They just released this, I think, an hour or two ago.
And we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her.
Major new developments in the case of Nancy Guthrie, her children posting another video to her possible kidnapper. Law enforcement was also spotted inside Savannah's sister's home overnight. Media saw flashes of light from a camera going off inside. And for the first time, one of the TV stations, which reportedly received a ransom note, revealed just how much the price may be. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. All right, let's get to these major new developments in the case of Nancy Guthrie. So it appears, based on a video posted to Savannah Guthrie's social media overnight, that the family has decided to pay the millions of dollars that kidnappers reportedly requested in an alleged ransom note. Here is that video.
We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us.
The only way
and
we will have
pay.
peace.
And you look at that video and you can just see how exhausted the Guthrie family looks. Obviously understandable with everything that they have been going through for now more than a week since Nancy Guthrie was allegedly taken from her house in the middle of the night near Tucson, Arizona on February 1st. So now I want to talk about what we have learned about these alleged ransom notes. And it does appear that law enforcement and certainly the Guthrie family, that they are taking these ransom demands very seriously. Now, we have not seen those notes, but we've learned pieces of information as this story has developed over the past week. According to the FBI, the notes had two deadlines. One was for Thursday last week. The second one is for about 24 hours from now, which would be Monday. I'll have more on when on Monday those notes may be demanding the ransom money. Now, the first of the alleged ransom notes that were sent out, there were notes that were sent out early last week to at least 2 television stations in Tucson and to TMZ. Then you had a second ransom note that was sent to one local television station in Tucson, and that went out on Friday of last week. But let's talk about the first ransom note that was sent to TMZ, because TMZ has been somewhat public with what the note entailed, even though they did say that the FBI has asked them not to share certain amounts of information. They say that the note demanded a large amount of money to be paid in Bitcoin sent to a Bitcoin wallet.
Allegedly.
TMZ says they were able to verify that the Bitcoin wallet is in fact real, but we don't know if these ransom notes are legit, if they have been sent by the person or people who kidnapped Nancy Guthrie. They also say that the note reportedly said that Nancy is safe, but she is scared and she recognizes the situation that she is in. Now, clearly with the Guthrie family posting a video saying they will pay, you can see that they're taking it seriously as well as law enforcement. Then you have this second note that went out on Friday last week to one television station that we know of in Tucson, Arizona. And this was after the first deadline passed. The second note reportedly said that there would be no negotiating and then demanded that amount of money in Bitcoin. It is unclear, and it's important to talk about this, that the video, frankly, videos that we have seen from the Guthrie family where they have talked to someone who allegedly kidnapped their mom and they have talked about the ransom demands, it's unclear if they are responding specifically to the ransom notes that the media outlets say that they have received. This case has been so public as law enforcement have been investigating multiple locations in the Tucson area. And you have these media members, some from news organizations, some people who are bloggers online who are in Tucson and who have been posting about every single move that law enforcement have made, like when they go into a home or where there's been activity in certain parts of the city. But when it comes to the Guthrie family specifically, the close circle, Savannah, her sister, her brother, the people who were with Nancy Guthrie just before she went missing, we have not heard a lot about what they know and who they have been talking to. That part of the story, that has been airtight. Now, TMZ said that the FBI, again, told them not to share certain pieces of information related to the alleged ransom notes, but overnight, a local television station in Tucson, which says it received a ransom note, dropped some big news about what it entails. K-Gun TV says it received a note, one of the first notes sent out early last week, and they say in that alleged ransom note, the demand was for $6 million. And the deadline on Monday is 5 p.m. Now, there's a separate TV station in Tucson that says it received a second ransom note. It's unclear at this point if the Guthries are responding to these notes that we know about in the videos that they've posted on Instagram. Now, the Bitcoin part of this is very important because we'll talk about in just a moment why the alleged kidnappers, whoever they may be, and if they actually have Nancy Guthrie, if they're the people responsible for this, why they could have a very difficult time moving a large amount of money put into a Bitcoin wallet. We will talk about that in just a moment and why that could open the door to a new trail of evidence and clues in this case as the hunt will continue for the people responsible. Now, last night, as so many of us were reacting to what we saw in that video posted to Savannah Guthrie's Instagram, law enforcement showed up to Annie Guthrie's home. This is on Saturday night, Nancy's eldest daughter's house. That is where Nancy Guthrie was for dinner on the Saturday night.
That's a good question. I see you guys saying, why would you pay if there's no proof of life? They might just want her body back. I don't know. 6 mil is a lot, right? In Bitcoin. I assume it's a lot regularly, so I don't know.
Where she went missing.
I think
she had
they
Ubered
know she's possibly not with us anymore.
to the house for dinner. They played games,
Family
family evening at that home. Then the sheriff says a family member drove her back to her place around 9:45, and the sheriff won't say which family member drove her home. But it now seems like there is more activity at Annie Guthrie's house, because last night it appeared that members of the Pima County Sheriff's Department showed up at Annie's home. They were there for roughly 3 hours. And you can see in this video some of that police activity per News Nation's Brian Ensign. And there were reporters who were on scene who said they saw flashes of light inside the house from a camera. Now, the Sheriff's Department has not said why they went to Annie Guthrie's home for roughly 3 hours on Saturday night. The Pima County Sheriff has also said multiple times that they don't have a suspect in this case, and they also don't have a person of interest. Now, there is a lot of federal help in this case. The FBI is putting a lot of resources into this case. President Trump has been involved. He obviously knows Savannah Guthrie from her covering him from his time in politics. And President Trump over the weekend was asked on Air Force One about the case. And he said, quote, "I think we're doing very well on everything. You're probably surprised to hear that. We have some clues that are very strong, and I think we could have some answers coming up very soon." Trump made that statement before the Guthrie family posted that most recent video to Instagram saying they will pay. The Pima County Sheriff, Chris Nanos, he's certainly been under a lot of pressure. He's been under the microscope as this case has played out in his jurisdiction, and he's been criticized plenty. But an interesting development that came in last night was he was spotted at a University of Arizona basketball game. This is according to Fox News. He was at that game around the same time that his deputies were at Annie Guthrie's house. Joining us now to talk more about where the case stands at this point is missing persons private investigator Steve Fisher. Always great to
I
have
think that matters that the sheriff was at the game. He's getting a lot of
you on
heat
Law and
for it.
Crime. What do you make when you watch this video? I mean, certainly a huge development, but this video with the Guthrie kids, Savannah, her brother, her sister, saying that they are going to pay. The way that they talked, what stood out to you?
It's a tough one to read. I'll be honest with you. I know everybody's saying that they feel that this made it feel as though she's no longer alive. I can kind of see an angle where it seems like they're speaking to a party of one. It seems like they are answering or responding to whatever was in that communication. And I have a feeling that that may be a new communication, not necessarily the third one that we know about. There might be another one that they received directly. Because when she says we've received,
I think so too. I do. I think they received something.
And we understand. I know a lot of people are inferring that they understand, okay, something may have happened to the mom. It could be they understand the demands and how to complete that. And it sounds like it could even be a situation where there's going to be some trust put in there where maybe she's returned and then a ransom is paid. And then with the threat of if it's not paid, then, people will, suffer great consequences. I mean, there's 100 different ways you could read that thing. I understand why a lot of people think that it means that something happened to Nancy, but I don't know. I don't know if I've lost full hope in that.
Yeah. And it seems like, and again, like body language is very difficult to read because it can, you can put it in whatever box you want and say, if anybody's been on social media for the last week, everybody's trying to read into every single word that they've said. And now there are certain words I've seen people say, where it's like, oh, did the FBI write this? And are there certain like little code words, messages There's one part, like maybe even a movie reference in a previous video that might have been made. I do wonder, because for as public as this case has been, where you have reporters on the street following every single move of law enforcement going to whether it's Annie Guthrie's house or Nancy Guthrie's house, as far as the inner circle of that family and the communication between the family and whether it's the FBI or the sheriff's office, that feels airtight. Like, we have not heard a lot as far as, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that they've been having communication with somebody, just based off of, it just seems like the messages are different than what the local TV stations are saying, especially when Savannah Guthrie said like AI, and I don't know if it was saying like, if you send proof of life, like we can't tell, but like there has been, even in TMZ, and as like kind of open they've been with what they can about the message, like we haven't heard of any images they received. So I just, that's like kind of where my mind goes, is like, we have no idea what communication the Guthrie family has had with kidnappers, but also even their communication with law enforcement.
I listen, I think that there's been more communication, especially in the last 24 to 48 hours, than we're aware of. And I think I think that video that came out yesterday, the We Will Pay, was answering.
There's an update from Pima County Sheriff. This is wild. It says the Pima County Sheriff's Department confirmed that human remains were found at a home near Irvington and San Joaquin. Officials said there's nothing criminal at this time, though deputies were investigating something suspicious at the residence where the bodies were discovered. Authorities also confirmed the case is not connected to Guthrie investigation. Maybe it has nothing to do with it, but what the hell?
Another communication that we don't know about, and whether that came through the TV station or where they're now somehow they made direct contact through an Instagram burner because she's doing her outreach on Instagram. I don't know, but it seems that they're saying, okay, we don't need the proof of life anymore.
It's a cold case. I haven't seen it. That's all I saw the post, and there's no comments. So, but
anymore.
What are the odds?
We will pay, and we just want this to end. And like to your point, where everybody is critiquing every piece of body language. I mean,
yeah,
listen, Savannah is a little different situation. She's in front of the camera all the time and
professional,
and she's under so much pressure, and she looks completely stressed out and has now imagine her brother and sister who are not in front of the camera ever, and they know if they're watching any social media that everybody is looking at every single body movement, every smirk, everything that they do, and then your body just starts doing those like involuntarily. I think there's got to be a little grace in that with them to realize that one, it's a lot of pressure being on national, being under the microscope, not national, the world is watching every one of those videos. It's got to be, and then your mom's gone. And so I don't think we can judge them by that. I don't think we can judge Savannah by that. And she's a professional in front of the camera.
Yeah. And to think, like, I can't imagine that they have had any sleep for the last week. I mean, for any reason. And so I think anybody trying to critique body language and, what does that read one way or another? I think it's incredibly hard. So from what we know from the FBI, the second deadline in this ransom note was Monday.
Yeah.
What do you make of the fact that this video saying that they're going to pay goes out on a Saturday? And I don't know in these situations, like, do you bring it to the 11th hour where you're, like it's got to be a Sunday night thing that you're going to say that you're going to pay? Or is it like, is there anything to read into the fact that still with another day to go until that deadline, they come out and say, okay, fine, we're going to pay?
Yeah, I think that is probably them being safe to make sure nothing goes wrong at the end of it, whether it be somebody gets upset. Like, another thing going through their mind is, okay, we want this person caught. We want our mom back. But what if the FBI does find out who's got this, got her, and they move in and something goes wrong in a rescue? That's probably going through their mind. They're probably like, it's worth it for us to pay $5 million to make sure things go safe, and then we will work to get them captured and get that.
Which part? I can go back a little bit. The part about
anything to read into the fact that still with another day to go until that deadline, they come out and say, okay, fine, we're going to pay.
Yeah, I think that is probably them being safe to make sure nothing goes wrong at the end of it, whether it be somebody gets upset. Like, you know, another thing going through their mind is, okay, we want this person caught. We want our mom back. But what if the FBI does find out who's got this, got her, and they move in and something goes wrong in a rescue? That's probably going through their mind. They're probably like, it's worth it for us to pay $5 million to make sure things go safe. And then we will work to get them captured and get that Bitcoin back. It's going to be incredibly hard for those people once they get the Bitcoin to move it on the blockchain. To convert it to cash is going to be that's a whole different show. But I mean, so they're probably making some sort of hedge bet that, listen, yeah, we have to put this money up front, but you know, there's a good chance we will get it back. And the FBI has shown in cases lately, they've had the ability and the Justice Department to seize these wallets. And so that's a real possibility. And I think what they're saying is, okay, and not only that, but she needs her meds. She needs care. And being in the fragile state she's in, that waiting till Monday could, I think they just everybody wants to know. You can listen, you can see it. It is taken. They're in fragile. They're in, poor health right now because of this. So I think it's just to end it. And, I guarantee the FBI is, advising them and the FBI is never going to take a stance of telling them to pay it or not pay it, but they will advise what your decision is, the best ways to go about that. And they're probably taking some of that advice. But I have a feeling too that Savannah's probably leaning a lot on some of her own friends and connections, because she's got people in positions like that, and her own security team, and consulting with her brother or her sister and seeing what they all think is the best way to do it. And that might not be the way the law enforcement is suggesting.
Yeah. And I think too, these emails that came in. So you have like the initial ones, I think, went to 2 TV stations in Tucson and TMZ. And then the second one appeared to only, I think, go to one of the TV stations. But nonetheless, like, and I know that there's technology out there where like you can switch up IP addresses, this and that. How hard is it though to trick the FBI? Like, how likely is it at this point the FBI, with all the resources going into this, has no idea where these emails were sent?
I do think there's a chance. I think we're dealing with somebody. So I think this is a whole different day and age of crimes like this, right? And we never see this. So this is kind of like the first of this type. But I think
says, I think it's family and they have her meds. I thought it was somebody that knew her or family.
People were saying it's very amateur the way it's being done, with that opening, having this open communication. I actually disagree. I think that the way they're doing it kind of makes sense. And I think the reason that it went out to those 3 organizations, because they're submitting it through a web form. So they don't know, one, a lot of those places just have like interns monitoring those boxes, those tip boxes. So they don't know if it's going to be taken seriously. So they kind of put it out there to make sure that it's seen, right? And then once they know it is, now they have an open channel of communication if they need it through the TV station. But they were very clear in saying this will be our one and only communication. Now I know that there has been one since, so they kind of broke that, but that makes sense if you're saying, listen, I want money transfer, I want Bitcoin transfer to this Bitcoin wallet, and I'm not giving any more communication because I know that the next one, the FBI, they could have stingrays set up to intercept cell signals and whatnot. I mean, I'm sure they're like, we're keeping it at this because we don't want to get caught. So either pay it, and then it's a mental game, right? It's like, because then the family's like, should we
you guys remember the imposter that got arrested, who was sending, being an imposter? The imposter, his name was Derek. He sent the ransom text messages to Annie and Tommaso. I found that interesting and a red flag as well.
Should we just pay it and see what happens? Take this chance. And there's a certain percentage of people that have the assets available to them to do it, that will do it. And I think that's what the bet is. So I actually don't think these are amateurs. I think these are people that are, I think what we're going to find if we find out how this is all done is that there's a really tech savvy person on the other end, and then that hired a brute force crew to go grab her.
Well, because that's the thing is like, I think of like the FBI, and it's like they can figure out if there's like a hack of a government, facility, cyber attack, or
I don't know
a
if you
company.
guys follow Dr. Gary Brucato too. He actually said that he thinks it's wolves in sheep clothing as well.
Gets, they can trace it to North Korea. And then I'm sitting here and it's like, who ever took Nancy Guthrie? Like, do they have the ability to hide from the FBI where they have no idea where those ransom notes were sent from? Or is it a case where, and I'm speculating, is like you find out where it was sent from, and then that certainly raises the level of concern that it might not be like a young teenager who is in his mom's basement who's able to send these, alleged ransom notes.
Yeah, I think that they probably have got it narrowed down to like a region, even if they're using multiple VPNs and stripping IPs and stuff. They probably know a region, and they probably now have got systems in place through those VPN that they went through, where they're able to see maybe the incoming side of that traffic now, and that's why these people don't want to send further messages. I think another message or two, and the FBI probably will be able to find out, to narrow it down, and maybe even the last message. Maybe they're getting closer. Maybe that's what Trump meant when he said, "I think there's going to be news." But it's I do think, as of the way they set it up now, I think they probably have shielded themselves. However, I don't know how they could pull this off in total without getting caught, because then now how do you return her? I know you can just dump her somewhere, but that's a tough thing to do, because there's just surveillance everywhere. Even if 20 miles, you can time how long it would take a vehicle to get to this part of the desert. And, we saw the car there and there, it's just, and you got the FBI, you don't got just the FBI. I guarantee you got Secret Service, you got Homeland Security, but you got Border Patrol. I mean, everybody's working this case. And so I don't see them getting away with it. I think once she is back in whatever form that is, whether alive or not, then this person is going to be under an incredible amount of pressure. We think the Guthries are under a lot of pressure. Just wait till she's back, and then you see going after this, whoever's behind this.
Well, and if you have I know that one TV station which says it received a ransom note, I think the number was $6 million, and if someone gets $6 million like that, it's not like something that you can just put into a bank.
Right.
And it's like, however, this would be, I have no idea how that, I'm not an accountant. So I have no idea how it works, but I know that type of money certainly raises red flags.
Well, it does. And the thing is that, the thing with Bitcoin, it's anonymous who the wallet holder is, but the wallet itself is completely open. We can all look at that Bitcoin wallet address, and if $6 million hits it, we can see every transaction in that wallet. Mm-hmm. So they can't, and there are systems out there where they jumble, they take a lot of Bitcoins from different addresses and they wash them. But listen, they've gotten very good at the Department of Justice, FBI, Treasury.
Mark or Gary?
Has gotten very good at cracking these things, and we've seen some high profile cases in the last year involving Bitcoin that have been seized, and so they're going to have a huge problem converting that. You might have 6 million in Bitcoin, but I wouldn't be surprised if that gets back to, if it gets back to the family at some point in the future, because it's going to be incredibly hard to liquidate that.
Right. And I think too, with the FBI, they probably do not make deals with people. I know it's up to the family to decide whether or not you want to pay a ransom, but for the FBI, they're not going to stop looking for this person, even if we get a happy ending of Nancy Guthrie being able to get back to her family as a result of that being paid. There's that part of it playing out, and trying to figure out with the ransom note, and then now with the videos that have been put out on Savannah's Instagram, and that part of the investigation. But then it's an odd situation to see, and I'm all for media access, don't get me wrong, but it's like every single moment a deputy or agent shows up to Nancy Guthrie's house or Annie Guthrie's house or a Circle K gas station somewhere, we know about it because there's so many people on the ground in Tucson giving the play-by-play. And last night we see deputies, it appears, show up to Annie Guthrie's house. They're there for a couple of hours. and we see light flashes. This is right after the video was posted of the Guthrie children saying that they're going to pay. What do you, it's hard to say, like, what do you make of that? Because it's like, we have no idea. It could be nothing, could be something, but like typically what's playing out when you see that going on inside of a home?
Well, a couple of things on that. We've seen there's been, I think, a little friction between the sheriff's department and FBI and also just the public because of the way this crime scene was turned over the first time. But then I have to say, I know the sheriff's taken a ton of heat on this, but those other times it was turned over or turned back, it was turned back by the FBI. FBI went in and processed it, and then they're the ones who released it again and then went back. So, but last night was really interesting because the FBI was not there. Those were all, I was watching it live, just like
Dr. Gary Bricado, I saw on X that he thinks it's someone in the family or that knows her.
Now, right?
That's just his opinion, though.
Those were all sheriff's deputies or techs from the sheriff's department. They all had Pima County uniforms on, and there wasn't any FBI there. So if this was I know there's a lot of talk about luminol testing going on, which is for testing for cleaned up blood evidence and whatnot. But if that was the case, there's no doubt in my mind the FBI crime scene techs would have been the ones processing any bio evidence like that. And also they were not in there when they came out. You can see them, they had blue gloves on, but they would have had Tyvek suits. They would have had respirators to make sure you don't cross-contaminate if they're really testing for bio or blood evidence.
So listen to this. Megyn Kelly says NBC is reportedly worried about a November homecoming segment featuring Nancy Guthrie and Savannah. Kelly says the morning show pressure hosts to expose their personal lives, kids, marriages, family struggles, and she has zero doubt Savannah felt that pressure too. According to the Daily Mail, NBC is now doing soul searching over whether the segment made Nancy a target. And insiders say the network may think twice before putting families on TV again.
And they also just didn't have the crime scene truck there, which has all the equipment in it. And luminol's not like you just go in and spray it and then, start taking pictures. They also, you light it a certain way because to take those pictures in the dark, and they were taking flash photos, So I think it was something else that wasn't of major significance because the FBI didn't see a reason to be there. And at this point, if there's any search warrants that are being granted, you guarantee the FBI is fully aware of those because they typically are the processing arm of an investigation, even if they're not the lead agency. It's their crime techs that'll process everything.
And then going back to the ransom, like when a family decides to pay a ransom, and in this case, it's through allegedly like a Bitcoin link that, to put money. I mean, how does that work? Does the FBI take that money and then pay it through? Or is it like,
good question,
you're shopping online and it's like you throw down, not that it would be a credit card transaction, but it's something like, does the family, and I know it's the family's decision, but it's like, who's the one who like, okay, we're going to pay, what happens next?
So, the FBI has long taken a stance of in ransom situations, we play an advisory role. They can't legally, they say that they absolutely have a policy of not paying any ransom, but period. But they don't tell families, they tell families it's ultimately their decision. It's not illegal to pay a ransom. It is illegal to receive ransom dollars and in any form. So, but they will advise them through it. If you decide to pay, they will help them kind of maybe best practices, if you want to call it that. But the FBI or the Treasury or anybody is not the one advancing that money. What would happen is the family or whoever for the family, however they do it, would actually have to go open a account on one of the large crypto exchanges, and they would have to wire in. I hadn't heard the $6 million figure, but let's say I hadn't heard any figure, but so that's interesting. But say $6 million, and they would have to wire in $6 million, and that would immediately be converted to Bitcoin. So I suppose it's at the time you pay it, whatever the value is, and then it's immediately, then they just do it online. You just do it on a laptop. You put in that Bitcoin address. Do you want to really send this? Yes. Are you sure you want to send this? Yes. And then boom, it's gone. but it's on the blockchain. Then it's a public ledger. Everybody in the world that can see it. So that, you know, and that they can't just take that and be like, here, cash it out and send it to this, wire it to here. You know, it's very, very difficult for them to scrub that, because
and
the whole world, not just FBI or Treasury Department, every internet sleuth in the world is going to be watching that Bitcoin wallet for eternity.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because like I'm not a Bitcoin savant by any means, but it's like when you hear that they want it in Bitcoin, you think like, oh, maybe that's not traceable, but it seems like it's very much, you know, very much traceable.
Yes.
You know, so we'll see how
it's not really traceable. It's not you're not identified as the wallet holder, but when you cash out, you have to send it to, if you're converting it to any form of currency, it's got to eventually go to a bank account. Then that you have to set up. So it becomes very difficult. And if you want to go buy a Lamborghini or something, well, you know, they're going to be there saying who registered this, where did the Lamborghini go? They're going to track any asset you buy with it. They're going to follow that to see who ends up with that asset, because if it's got a VIN number, if it's got a title, if it's got a serial number, whatever it may be, you know.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that part plays out. I mean, it's just, you know, it seems like, you know, these videos from the Guthrie family, you feel for them, you know, it's hard to put into words about that, but then it just brings to, you know, a whole new level of trying to figure out what's going to happen next. And we'll see now if they do pay, you know, what is the next step.
And there's the one other twist in this could be, what if the FBI has an idea of who's done this, and it's not these people making the ransom demand, but let's say it's somebody close to the family. And I'm not talking about a family member, to be clear. I'm talking about, let's say they know somebody in an ex-employee, somebody in the orbit that knows, you know, the ins and outs. But the FBI can't tell the family they know that yet, because they don't know the relationship between this person and the family. What if the FBI knows what's going on, but they're also saying they're going to pay the $6 million to somebody that has no involvement in this, and when we know it, you know, so they could, it gets to be a really tricky situation, because if they tell them, listen, don't pay it, we know what's going on, then they got to kind of show their hand there, and, you know, so it could really accelerate by Monday.
Without a doubt. I mean, you know, we're recording this on Sunday, and we'll see, you know, over the next several hours, you know, as the sun comes up there in the West, what happens. Yeah. Missing persons private investigator Steve Fisher. It's always great to have you on Law and Crime.
That was a good segment. They did that. They just dropped that this morning. Let's go check back on what's going on with boots on the ground.
So they're going to be here tonight or today.
All right, so there's some new information. They said that they're going to be here all day because of what they requested the Guthrie family. So that's good.
We have multiple lives today, so we'll watch this for a little while longer. And then I'll probably do either Kenzie or Epstein. We have Jody as well, and I'm going to hop between all of them, and then we'll keep coming back to the Guthrie if there's anything that happens.
We just want to make sure that the investigation does what it needs to do, and the family is able to do this analysis.
They got 9 split, right?
What?
They got 9 split. Releasing that?
Well,
somebody released the $6 million.
They released some more information, yeah, and so they emailed us and said, you know, this teacher.
So they're there on the request of the family.
And it just kind of came through there, and it was exactly like everything else. And then we just looked, and it was not somebody saying that there was a fire on the hunt or something like that.
Okay, well, I mean, how do they know about your nephew?
Huh?
How do they know about your nephew?
What do you mean? Yeah, I know. Well, I was wondering the same thing. I was like, Guthrie didn't even. She worked in Tucson. She was a reporter.
Yeah, that was the thing. That's what
she worked at KVLA. Worked at KOLD.
Hmm.
So it's, I don't know. I was very curious why they chose our station. And we don't even know if it is officially them, but we know for a fact that those are the notes that the Guthries are responding to.
Sure.
What? Yeah, I don't know. But I truly.
Hey, Joker. Joker says, I always thought paying a ransom. I guess not. I guess it's accepting it. I don't know if that's true. That lady is telling it all. Yeah, she is.
Yeah, well, they still haven't confirmed that it's, even though these are actual. Right? So really, they're sending.
Yeah. And people are going down rabbit holes.
Oh, yeah.
And there's so many motives. You don't know if it's pain or if it's
So I was hoping after she released that statement yesterday within 6 hours. Because that was like, okay, here's our next, and then something happens. And then we wake up and then we do it. So, you out here all day and night?
Yep. Until 11.
Oh, wow, you're up to 10 o'clock news, huh?
Oh, yes.
We got that raised last at the outside.
Yeah.
Definitely not
exactly.
illegal.
They were doing the,
Good to know.
one guy had gloves on and everything. Really? Isn't that to check for blood?
I know. The ransom is just. This wasn't on my bingo card for true crime this year.
Shade is where it's at.
Well, because it's funny because I left the scene at 7 o'clock here because I was like, oh, it's nighttime. You're not going to be able to see anything. So I'm going to be able to go to the station and not worry about anything. And they're going to get the notification that they were there for 3 hours.
Starting to settle in.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for you.
You just don't go over there. You know what I mean? Celebrate there.
Yeah. Yeah. Really? I knew they went to the Circuit K.
There. Why? They didn't tell me if they had it. So, things for house.
Well, at this intersection right here, there's 4 cameras. So, you know, if they were that, you're trying to do that. This works. With this local now, right now, you don't go in. You're
I think the route, if we're talking that house, right? There's no other route. Go out there and then there's a church. Yeah.
The Christian Fellowship or Catalina Foothills Church.
There.
Yeah.
That's equal.
I just want to hear something.
Yeah,
We'll get
exactly.
Anyway, good
Take
to see
care.
you guys.
Thank
See
you.
ya. All right, everybody, if it cuts out, we'll be back.
So that was the news agency Cold,
It's actually KOLD.
KOLD.
That's
Oh.
Tucson.
Yeah, they're the ones that received. We were just talking. to
There's
people
the one that
received
received the ransom note.
She couldn't give details.
And so what she was saying is KVOA, which is Channel 4 here in Tucson, that's where Savannah used to work, where she kind of started before she got it big time.
Somebody said I'm losing the shade. Yeah, but it's starting to get. I don't know. It's starting to start getting cooler now, right? Like 3 hours of sunset is going to start getting.
We still have the prime time heat.
Phone is not hot.
All right, I'll be back down. I can't really see where zoom into the mountain so you guys can see that. But yeah, this is why people move out here.
No, it was the ATS. I think it was the first one or the second one. I think was sent to KOLD and TMZ.
And then yesterday there was a missing hiker case, so there was lots of helicopters right outside.
Oh, yeah?
of Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I think he's still missing.
Yeah. That was over there at
By Ritz Carlton.
what's that? It's the town starts with an A.
I was like, I think it's JLR's stream.
Because yesterday I thought it might have been related. to some way my interest in this case that lives out that way. I'm not gonna say it. Name. Somebody peeked.
There's a little airport out there.
But I went to quite a few places here. I went to the impound lot. I was trying to see if there was where her car went to. I went to the Pima County impound lot, evidence impound lot. Didn't see it there. I went to the FBI building, but you can't really see in the FBI building because they have a giant gate going around it with a security guard. But when I went to the FBI building yesterday, I saw 4 vehicles. They opened up the gate and the 4 vehicles started zooming out of there. They were like Nissan Versa type cars. So I followed them, but then they hit up I-10, but they went towards El Paso. They went another way. So they didn't come this way, so I decided not to follow them. So. See, because also, you know, there's media stationed at all these law enforcement places too.
Let me see if there's any updates on X.
To see if law enforcement does any activity or mounts up and goes to a location.
I think that's
Basically, everyone on X says not looking good for Annie.
What's the neighbor? That's the neighbor. Yeah, that's the neighbor. Look at this. It's the neighbor.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, she came. She was the one who came over yesterday. I can't see the comments, but the comments, please, disrespect each other, please.
So I believe the deadline tomorrow is 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Folks, so this is the scene outside of Nancy's home. For people who are coming in the chat, I know a lot of people have been coming in and out, in and out, in and out. This is where we're at. And, you know, law enforcement is here. The reporter said they're here on the request of the Guthrie family. I don't know what
The manhole cover thing is pretty strange. To do that on day 8.
It's starting to get pixelated there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in and out.
I might switch spots. Let me go see what's going on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna try to see if I can find another spot. See how? Okay, it's okay, but
yeah, that's.
I'll be right back, folks. I'm gonna go see if I can find a better spot so we can position.
Let me find. I want to watch this clip. Okay, well, let's watch this 5-minute clip by Fox really quick. I'm just catching all the stuff that drops in the last few minutes. So we're all caught up. Before we move on to, I think I'm going to do Kenzie text next and then Epstein live later.
Received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
So that is the latest message from the Guthrie siblings to the abductors in the case of their missing mother. And so let's go back through the timeline of the various messages. That was the third message. The first message came out on February 4th when it was nearly 4 minutes long. And as you'll recall, it was all three of the Guthrie siblings sitting at a sofa talking about their mother. They urged the abductors to make contact and directly addressed their mother, trying to humanize her. Then the very next day, there was another message. This was a shorter one at about 20 seconds long. Only son Cameron spoke, and he continued to ask the abductors to make contact, indicating that maybe they were not sure whether or not they had even had any sort of line of communication whatsoever. And then the latest was what came out yesterday evening, February 7th. That message was about 20 seconds long. Only Savannah spoke, and which they very clearly agreed to pay ransom and directly address the abductors, but not Nancy herself. So let's bring in Pat Diaz, former homicide detective. Great to have you with us this morning. Thank you for joining us. What do you make of this latest message?
Well, they need to poke the bear, as I say, because clearly from the first email that they sent out, there was going to be no further communication with the family. So at least they're letting them know that we're really ready to pay and move forward. And I think they're trying to get them to acknowledge that. The captors also know the FBI is involved. So it's a win-win or no-win situation, depending if they decide to answer.
Yeah, it kind of a dual purpose, but I like your description is about poking the bear. And honestly, when I first heard that message, saw that message, my heart sank a little bit because it seemed like it was almost a last-ditch, desperate message of sorts.
Well, the initial email said, this is the last communication you're going to have. This is the details. This is what you need to do. I think they're doing the right thing by saying, okay, we're ready to negotiate. We're ready to pay. Let's move forward.
So throughout these messages, there has been an effort to humanize Nancy, obviously. And, we've been talking on the couch this morning, as Rachel brought up the important point about wanting to bring Nancy back to celebrate with her. What do you make of that interesting turn of phrase?
Yeah.
Basically, the family wants to bring her home. And now we're facing a time restraint. Monday's the deadline. So they have to do something to see if they will react to the latest message that they sent out.
So how does that deadline work? What do you expect to see? Will we see anything happen at that deadline?
Well, there's instructions in there that says where they can send the money. So they have two options. They can send the money and be hopeful, or they can hope that to see if they communicate with the abductors. I think these people will not communicate. I think this is a professional group.
Wow.
And they, from the onset, said, we're not communicating. Here's the instructions, pay, or that's it.
Why do you think that this is a professional outfit?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Well, from the way the abduction happened, remember, the area is dark. You know they're going to have 3 to 4 people involved. The way the note was written was done very professionally, dealing with Bitcoin. Not everybody in this country knows how to deal with Bitcoin, knows how to deal with IP addresses to hide where you're at, knows how to open an account where you're able to obtain money. This is not somebody that just off the street that's able to, kidnap somebody and say, okay, pay us a ransom. This is a well-planned kidnapping. And
that's so true, because remember I said, how would Annie and Tommaso be doing that?
Unfortunately, they understand how to play the game, and they know the FBI is involved, so it's a cat and mouse game with the FBI.
So authorities have said that the 2 messages that we believe come from the abductors came from different IP addresses, but the same server. What does that tell you?
What happens with an IP address? They put it in, and it goes around the world before it even gets to the like TMZ. They may hit North Korea, they may hit Moscow, then they may hit South Florida. So it's the server is going to be the same, but where it's coming from is where it's the hard part to track it down.
Do you feel confident that that those people are the people that have abducted Nancy?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Pat Diaz, thank you so much for joining us and breaking it down for us.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay, we're going to watch a few more minutes of JLR, and then I'm going to end this live, and we're going to start another one. Like I said, we'll come back and probably stream more of Boots on the Ground later.
From Australia. Be safe, ma'am. Have a great day. Yeah, you might want to go to the left more if you don't want to be seen. I know. Well, I mean, I'm filming. You're going to probably be seen at one point, but I'm pretty zoomed in. Yeah, we got your story. I believe her. Said she used to work for Fox. I get that sometimes though. Like they'll talk and they're like, "You're not recording, are you?" Like, yeah, we are. Wow. Thank you. Wow. Thank you.
Someone on X said, what do you think is going on here? Is there someone in the family, within the family circle behind whatever happened to Nancy? Are the ransom notes dead ends and red herrings that everyone is clinging to hope with because the alternative is far too dark and disturbing? Or is it something else entirely?
Says keeping the peace. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Keeping the peace since 1865. We're keeping the peace. Thank you, Ann. W. My common 2 cents says use the scanner app or website. It won't let me send link on here. Not sure if it can list the scanner name I'm using. New member. Thank you. Thank you.
About Nancy?
857 has the scanner on right now. He's listening to it. So if anything pops off, we'll know. You know, there's probably a lot of calls and probably a lot of things that are going on unrelated. But we want to know where the next. Hello.
My name's Alex.
Hi, Alex. How are you?
Nice to meet you, man.
I don't know. I don't know if we'll get an update today or tomorrow. Obviously tomorrow from law enforcement, but
I'm over there searching, taking pictures and shit.
we might just have to wait it out till tomorrow.
It says something.
So you live here?
In Tucson.
You just came out to help?
Yes, came out to search Thursday. I was the only one here.
You want to talk with Cam? You want to share your story? All right, Alex. All right, let's spin the camera around. We got an interview with us. All right. Yeah. Go ahead, Alex. All right.
A couple people know me on.
Yeah.
On,
All right. So we got Alex. Alex.
Network.
What's going on, Alex? So, Alex, you told me you were out here searching for the very first time.
Yeah, I came Thursday. Asked some of the news vehicles because there was no cops here that day. I'm like, is there any search party? And they're like, nothing we know of. So I just went walking, and behind the house right there, there's a big gully. And you get like almost up close to the houses. You know what I mean? So honestly, it was undisturbed. I don't think she went out that way. She had to come out this way. And
why? What's back there?
It's a gully. So in other words,
but like the terrain is all
rock. You wouldn't have taken an 84-year-old that way.
No.
Oh.
Like, let me show you the picture. It's just too rough back there. There's even like the, the sharp trees hitting you all the time out there. But... So anyway, so she had to come out to the front. And then, so that same day, I go walking down this way and that way. Every one of these houses have multiple cameras.
They do.
Hers is like the cheapest house, not to make fun of her
Yeah.
house, but it's the cheapest house out of all of them. They're all expensive ass houses.
So this is the cheapest house out of all of them.
Not all of them. They're all beautiful.
Okay.
And
So the quartering on X says they're going to find Nancy Guthrie's body today, and it's going to be an inside job.
of course, I'm just a speculator.
But what brought you up here? Like,
I'm a sleuth.
You're a sleuth.
Yeah.
So what day did you come here?
Thursday.
Thursday. Okay.
Yeah, and then I was watching the messages, and they were like, JLR's repeating shit. So I came out here to just hang out with you, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I followed you with the Delphi case.
Delphi.
We might have little different of opinions, but
okay.
we
Yeah.
can talk about that later too.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
But that's pretty much. I mean, I don't know anything else other than I was searching myself. And
Was there police out here?
no? Look at me, facial tattoos. I wasn't even.
Did you go on
questioned
people's
one time.
property? Like, or
Say it again?
did you go like on people's property?
Behind it? No, not on their property because the gully. It's like it's like a.
I saw a gully up there at the top of the road, like all going down there too, in between.
Yeah, it goes through behind all those properties, and it's huge. And there's manholes back there too.
Manholes.
So I don't know if those were the manholes he was looking at because I didn't
Today.
even think about the manhole. I would have took a picture of it.
Ooh.
But something got him to look
Okay.
at the manhole. Like, is this just
You know how Nancy was supposed to be attending church? I guess allegedly she was attending via Zoom. Don't know how accurate that is allegedly, but it says SF just put on X. A source told the Daily Mail that Nancy has not actually been seen in person since the COVID pandemic and that she has been worshiping online. Church leaders said they could not quantify or confirm if anyone from the church made the call to report Nancy as missing. SF says if this is true and Nancy Guthrie has only been attending church online and not in person, then this changes everything. They would not know she wasn't logged in. On day one of this case, when I appeared in Law and Crime with Chris Stewart, I asked why whomever was supposed to take her to church didn't notice the crime scene and notify the family, even though she had a car and it didn't appear she was driving any longer. This would explain why.
people think it's valid, so they're just like, we don't need to search around here. She's kidnapped.
Why wouldn't
They're being way too hush hush. I know.
Of course, she didn't walk away, but I mean, like she couldn't. We would have found her by now. But
well, and they were taking pictures.
And to get back to that, you know, in the timeline, the presser for law enforcement, that wasn't on the timeline. The time that someone reportedly called her in. Also,
the JLR just came here. Criminal network.
Criminal network. What does criminal network mean?
It's just I have a YouTube channel, so it's like investigative, sleuth, true crime.
Are you in Tucson?
Criminal network.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
857 Tucson.
What you got in the bag?
Yeah,
You got
nice.
the bag? What you got?
Oh, waters. You want a water?
No, I've got
Shout out
water.
your channel. I'm on Tucson.
Criminal network is out here. He's offering waters. He gives his perspectives. He was out here sleuthing around. No searches,
I
folks.
was the sole searcher on Thursday.
No searchers.
No one came. So
Yeah.
I was searching. You know,
Yeah.
I'm going to go again today. Just to be,
Don't go on properties because they're
no.
really
the gully
going
is,
crazy.
The gully is it's not part of their properties.
The Pima County Sheriff's already given out like two
really?
warnings there.
Okay.
Said, do not go on any properties. We're not playing around.
I believe you. I believe you.
They're getting messages.
Oh, here's a question. What was she wearing?
What was she wearing? Nobody
Come on.
knows what she was wearing.
That's true. Nobody does know.
You would have known that.
Yeah, and that's where she goes.
I just realized that they haven't given any clothes or anything.
I looked.
Cameras everywhere.
The church that she
Business
goes to, she even
descriptions.
goes to that church because they said she did it over online. But it's like right down the block right here. It's not even that far from here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy. JLR, where's Brian Nitton? He could be up there in that media tent up there.
That is wild.
So all the zip code is 857 Tucson.
Got you. 857. Yeah. Got you. I'm at 579.
Yeah.
Good for that.
Nice.
5 months ago.
Right on. So what do you do? Like what? It's like
I'm
criminal
a-
cases and like
Yeah, sleuth in and just really there's three that I'm really passionate about is this one, the 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗆𝗆𝗆 case and the Delphi case.
So you think Richard Allen's innocent?
Yeah. I'll put it to you like this. I had family in Delphi. They told me exactly what really happened. You want to know what happened?
What happened?
February 14th, this crime was solved at Ron Logan's home. They searched his home. It was an illegal search. So that became proof of the poison of the street. So that's why you never hear anything talking about anything about the crime scene, anything to do with Ron Logan's home. It was always about the bridge, the CPS building, the trail.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that because I believe her family has been seeing her and stuff. So it's just what SF says.
That's the truth, but it was in my, if I was guessing, I think there was 3 people, only because I believe Reese's statements. Not the Reese's statements about people, but Reese's statements about Ron Logan, because he knew him since 2007.
Me and Magnolia covered that case good. She thinks he's 100. She thinks more or less he's innocent. I think he's guilty.
Right. Hey,
I think he's guilty.
Aren't we all allowed to have our own opinions?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's crazy.
Though I think the case was a mess. I think Frank also accused herself. Going back to that prosecutor Dyer.
How about this? If it was
Ooh, now the whole clothing thing and stuff, and maybe they don't know. Annie should know. She was the last one to see her, allegedly. What was she wearing at your house? I'm sure they know what she was wearing at Annie's house.
Right? 857 Tucson. 857 Tucson. I got you, man. Thank you.
Have a great day, Tucson.
Are you signing out?
I'll be here for a minute. I'll be here for a while.
Let me know about 20 before you go. Well, need a water? Yeah, I'm gonna go grab one. I got some here if you want one. Charger too. Gotcha. So yeah, I came here to, stop by, keep you company, give you a little
Nice
support.
You can be my bodyguard.
There you go.
Pretty big dude.
I got you, man. Thanks.
What you do for a living?
Musician, retired musician.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I think starting tomorrow, there's going to be some activity. Whether it's some sort of grid search, just can't see them keep going. There's too much media here, too much pressure. FBI 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is coming in.
Oh shit.
He's coming in tomorrow.
That'll be wild.
What do you feel about them saying they're like out of Tucson? Like, we'll bring her back to Tucson. Is that bullshit?
I mean, they sent that first ransom to a really no national known station. It's the local news station. How would you even know to send it to them?
Weird.
But you could just do a Google search and just say, what's
TMZ it though, or it was the local ones first?
I think it was a local first, then TMZ.
I think that's yeah, I believe the shit.
Okay, there's a new
I mean, yeah,
Where do you live at? Where'd you drive from?
Pima County just released at the request of the 5 minutes ago on their X. At the request of the Guthrie family, police will maintain a presence at her home residence for security. Media and the public are reminded to follow all traffic and private property laws. No trespassing is allowed on the Guthrie property. Violations are subject to enforcement. I'm just gonna watch for a few more minutes.
No paranormal stuff?
Paranormal, no, I'm not really into paranormal. Though I went to some
Wait, did you guys realize something? Hold on, let me show you guys.
In Pennsylvania called Pennhurst. It was an old
Let me
insane
pull it up.
asylum, and it was like they shut it down. A lot of bad things happened, and it's like haunted. So I got a private tour in there one time. It was so creepy. They had, like, underground tour. Yeah, they gave me a private tour. It was like Pennhurst. It's like outside Philadelphia. It's called the Pennhurst School. They got like an insane asylum there. So he gave me a tour, and I went through the tunnels and everything like that.
Did you guys notice that Annie got her hair done? You're like, why does that matter? I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. If you go back to the first video, she got her hair done.
See any other YouTubers out here?
I have not.
Smooth Intuition was driving out here.
So we're just gonna plan here and see what's up, folks.
Like, why would you? I guess, is that something on your mind maybe when your mom is missing? Let's go back and look if that's true. I'm pulling up the videos. So let's see her hair here.
On behalf of our family.
Okay, so yeah, it's like a brown black here, but then over here, it's like a brown.
We received your message.
Did Annie get her hair done? Because remember, Jodi Arias did the same thing. Crime all the time says, I don't even put on makeup when I'm stressed. Yeah, just something I realized that was just really odd to me. I don't know why. Like, is that what's really on your mind? I'm not trying to be judgmental. Maybe, you know, some people do that for stress relief, but like go get your hair done and stuff. I don't know.
Go to the church over here too. Is it the church like right down? Go up. Like 5 blocks. I drove right by it. Yeah, you wasn't here and then you get on my road, right? Terrible with the street. Me? Yeah, I remember. Yeah, right there. So in the mornings I would do a loop, like I go up first and then Orange Grove and then through the neighborhood and then back home. And I used to ride through here and then connect back to where I am. You got all the newspapers, yeah, like all over the country. All the big ones. I'll walk right by. Can I walk by one day or no? Don't go on the property. Yeah, don't go on the property. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the property.
Hey, Valerie. Alicia, she could be gone for 2 weeks. We don't know that. That would give someone enough time to get rid and stage the scene.
Also, folks,
Also
there's
possible.
some sort of, you know, the FBI or authorities could act on something, you know, while Super Bowl is going on. You never know where they could pop up. These people work around the clock, Sunday, middle of the night. You just never know. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was the latest update.
At the request of the Guthrie family, PCSD will maintain a presence at
I just read
Nancy
that.
Guthrie's residence for security. Media and public are reminded to follow all traffic and private property laws. No trespassing is allowed on the Guthrie property. Violations are subject to enforcement. So they sound on alert.
Could be
about
possible.
No
Amanda.
trespassing on their property.
That's true. She wouldn't have taken the Uber if she was gone for 2 weeks. We haven't heard too much on the Uber part, though, other than I think they talked to him, right?
I have. So it gets hot out here during the day and then cools at night, right?
Yeah. I think this is work.
Well, now I have you on there.
True.
Take care. You have a great day, ma'am. She used to work for Fox News. She said. So I just got the camera planted and we're just going to stay here and see what's happening, if anything happens.
I don't, is it for sure she took an Uber? I don't think law enforcement has said that. Also, that wasn't on the timeline. I don't think they want to put things on the timeline that maybe aren't, they don't, maybe they're unsure of them. No clothing, no Uber information, no call. Who called it in? We didn't get any information on any of that. Good question. We're just going to watch a few more minutes. Good questions, right? Good questions we have not gotten answers to, and it's 7 days today.
Board, folks.
I can't believe it. I can't believe this is actually happening.
Again, if
right
you want to
before
restream this, go ahead. No problem.
There you go. I'm glad he said that because
Red shorts, black hoodie. Or red hoodie, red shorts. Red shorts. It's the JLR trademark. Red shorts. Stay elusive here. Walk around. You might have to go out in the elements. Said, were you with the black hoodie and the shorts yesterday? I said, yep. All right, so yeah, we're just sitting here. We're just, again, this is a feed, you know, take it what it is. This is outside the home of Nancy Guthrie.
So I'm going to do an Epstein live right after this. I'm going to put it on public right now. After Epstein live, then we'll check back in on the Guthrie stuff and see if we want to stream it or whatnot. And then we'll go from there. We've already been here for like 3 hours. So I'm going to end this live. Like I said, I'm keeping up on the updates on Guthrie situation. So let's go and move on. I have about 6 Jeffrey Epstein documents I want to get through today. And one of them is pretty brutal. They're incident reports. So of the victims. So I want to go through those. And if we can get to Kenzie and Jody, then we'll do that as well. So definitely coming back to Nancy Guthrie. If there's anything that happens, and if it happens while we're on another live, then NBC has on their timeline, Uber there, took her home. Yeah, I saw that. I think I saw them with the timeline. I think we played it actually in the previous live. The NBC, one of the timelines. I think it was them actually. Court TV has one as well. So we'll go through that later when we come back and we'll probably do a late night Guthrie live. I'm just checking to see if there's any recent updates as of right now before we end the live. Thank you guys for being here. Please hit the like button on the way out. Nope, that was it. That was the most recent one. That was the most recent one. So who are all these people? Not mainstream media. A lot of them are I think like news stations, probably independent people as well. So yeah, tap that like button on the way out. I will schedule right now. It's already done. I just need to make it public. Epstein in about 20 minutes. So I'll see you guys there. Hope you can make it. Let's get through the Epstein files. I'm deep in them, and then we'll go from there. So shout out to you guys for being here. We'll wait to see what happens with Nancy. I have a feeling it's not good, but let's try to remain positive, I guess. So shout out to you guys all for being here. I will see you shortly on the next live.